Welcome back to the Career Success Academy. I'm Steve, and we have a real good topic for you today. I was having a conversation just last Friday with someone about the topic of job hopping. Hopping from one job to another when you've just gotten out of school, out of university, or in other cases when you're further in your career. And I've got an example for you down the road. Let's get started. When you come out of school, you have an idea maybe of what you want to do as far as your career, what you went to classes for, what you studied for. But in reality, sometimes life gets in the way. And so you take a job or you go into a career, and quite honestly, it's not what you really wanted. And you find yourself in a situation where sometimes you don't ask the right questions in that interview. And when you get hired and you start the job, it's not really for you. And you stick it out for a little while, but you're not learning anything. You're not in a position where let's just say you're in the wrong place. So you leave the job. Well, that may happen once or twice. And now you're at that next employer. There's an opening in the career you really want. You're all excited. But how do you explain your situation to that particular employer? And the answer to that, surprising as it may seem, is get the interview. And you're going to get the interview based on the things that you've experienced, that you know. You're able to write a good resume. By the way, we've got some courses to help you learn how to write a good resume if you don't have a good resume. So now you're in a situation where you've got that resume, you're going to get an interview, and now you've got to explain yourself. Well, there's not a person on this planet who hasn't made a wrong decision on a particular job. And I mean that. You can explain to people how you're smarter now than you were then because you know to ask the right questions. You know what to look for in a job that maybe you didn't know when you first got out of school. And for those of you who are in a situation where you've been employed for a long time and you get laid off, again, going out there and trying to interview, you could take the wrong position. Somebody offers you a job. What happens? You get excited. The idea of getting that paycheck, you're thinking to yourself, hey, how bad can it be? It could be pretty bad. Bad enough where the chemistry is wrong, the relationship with your boss is wrong. We've all been there. Where somebody's trying to micromanage your every move and you go, I just don't need this. I'm going to look for another job. Okay, great. Well, there's something else. And that is communication. A long time ago on another video, we talked about your story and how your story is unique to you. Well, you've got to be able to communicate to someone what your value is to them. And even though you made some mistakes along the way, and we all do, you have learned from those mistakes. And you now have more value to offer to this employer. And again, you've got a situation where you tick off most of the boxes because you did have that expertise when you went to university or when you were still back in high school, or even if you've been on the job for a long period of time. People do change careers, and that's not a bad thing. So, in the spirit of let's take a look at what we were just talking about and how with the right attitude, the right communication skills, you can actually convey to that next employer that you made mistakes, you're asking the hard questions now, and this is where you want to be, adding value to their firm. Let's recap. Take a moment, if you would, to please like this video, to please subscribe to our channel if you haven't subscribed yet. But most importantly, share this with other people that you know are in that stressful time of working at a place that they don't want to be at. And we've all been there too. Earlier I said that I had a conversation back last week with a person, and we were talking about an individual who had been a job hopper. And this is a person who we're just going to call this person Jerry. And Jerry got out of school, was working at a good job. Jerry had networked for the position. And so it was a good job. Someone had basically recommended Jerry to the position. Jerry worked there for a little more than 8 months, got a promotion, got several $1,000s a year of an increase in the salary. But Jerry was not satisfied. So Jerry had decided that the value of working at that particular position just wasn't what was attractive. So Jerry applied to a new position, interviewed, got the second position. Let me cut this all short. Jerry worked for 3 different companies in the period of 5 years. Now, the difficulty with working for that many companies in a short period of time is that you really don't accomplish anything. Jerry was looking for the easy money. So by job hopping and going from position to position, each time Jerry got more money. In February of 2023, Jerry got laid off. And Jerry is convinced that Jerry is worth more money than the position that laid Jerry off. Wow. So unemployed Jerry is looking for an increase again because Jerry has focused on working on the value statement, saying, I am so valuable because I know certain skills and those skills are in demand. So I'm worth more money. Now the flip side of this is that Jerry has accomplished nothing because Jerry hasn't been anywhere long enough. And those places where Jerry has been invested a lot of money into Jerry, who turned around and left. So consider those to be burned bridges. So what's my point? My point is, on one hand, everybody makes a mistake. Everybody can correct their course and get back on the career path that's going to bring satisfaction and going to increase your knowledge, help your growth as an individual. And then on the other hand, you've got somebody like Jerry who's trying to game the system by going from position to position to position in a very short period of time. And it's not just bridges that are being burned, but Jerry is getting burned. Because it's not worth it if Jerry has to sit on the sidelines, very picky, looking for a place who's going to pay Jerry more money. So, things to consider. I said this was an important one. It is. How would you handle those situations? What would you do in those situations? Because life happens. Okay, I'm Steve. And I'm really appreciative that you're here. If there are certain topics you'd like me to talk about, please leave them in the comments below. I'll mention one more time, please like, please share, and please subscribe to this channel. Awfully glad you're here. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you on the next video. Thank you. Bye-bye.